Okay, so I have some thoughts. A lot of people do not understand the book of Job. A lot of people are like, I don't get why all that stuff occurred. And then it finally hit me because I've been doing some, well, every morning I do a lot of research on psychology and I do a lot of like self reflection. And it hit me in the moment that like I've had some stuff going on where like it's basically caused me to try to keep up with something. And no matter how much I'm trying to keep up with it, no matter how much I'm trying to make sure that it works, sometimes it just doesn't work. And I'm learning to reframe my mind to being like, okay, well, maybe it didn't work because there's a grander reason behind it. Maybe it didn't work so it can take me to a different place because I need to go fix it in some kind of way. So by my journey of fixing it, maybe it'll help me get to the destination that I need to go in the route of taking care of what I think is the biggest problem at that moment. And then it hit me. Like, when it really comes down to it, when I look at the bigger picture of what the book of Job is actually representing, I think no matter how much we do things correctly, no matter how much we do things perfectionistic way, no matter how much we tell ourselves like, I'm doing this for this reason, this is happening because of this, and this is getting me to this destination and it has to be this way, realistically speaking, it's all an illusion. It brought me to awareness to look at fear. Fear itself is an illusion. Fear is cheap. Fear is something that we hold as crutches to be like, I'm not doing something that I really want because I'm scared of it. And I'm scared of it because of all these different reasons of why I'm scared of it. And it's like, right. But behind that fear, behind all of that amplification of just nonsense is the exact thing that you want so you can move forward with whatever else that you have to do. So in reality of it, fear is not really a real thing. I'm going to take a second to even explain this when it comes to like what they talk about with relationships. Relationships are between you and another person. There's no relationship. Like, it's not like you're here and the partner's here and then the relationship is right here. And so when you say I'm putting work into the relationship, how does that make sense? Are you just putting work into the relationship? So like, I've got this pen, right? And I'm going to grab like another object. Okay, my little measuring cup, okay? So this is like the person, like one person, and this is like you, right? And then there's like, I don't know if you can see this. And then there's the relationship. Sorry, I'm brewing coffee currently. There's the relationship. So are you telling me that you're putting all of your emphasis into the relationship? Or is it that you're putting emphasis into each other and each other is the relationship, right? It's the mix. No matter how much you're oil and water, it's the mixture. It's like in there. Like, this is the relationship, right? The kiwi and the water are completely different. But like, they're in the cup. This is the relationship. So it's like, I'm thinking about the same energy when it comes to fear. Like, are we taking like, this is what you want? Or I'm sorry, this is where you're coming from. This is what you want. And like, this is fear. And now we're like, just like, dude, just hop over it and get what you want. Like, why this is here? This is not a real concept. It is an illusion. It is an illusion. And so it literally just made me realize, like, we use fear as justification for why we don't want to move forward in something. When in reality, if we sit here and we say to ourselves that we have intentions to gain something, but then we make no action to get it, then it's just neglect. That's what it is. It's neglect. That's all it is. And so, and shout out to Instagram Alex, because she wrote something today that said that, like, when you set intentions, and it's Alex, like Alex is just her Instagram. She's phenomenal. When you set an intention and you do nothing with it, it's cute. It's very wishful. but it doesn't turn into anything. Things have to come from a spiritual understanding, spiritual manifestation. You're receiving something, or a thought that comes from number one in order to even be able to, get to number three. You have to have that duality of thought, that the side of you that receives the idea communicates with self to produce it. So that's like number two. And then number three is actually the production. It's actually the communication between the two things, right? It's the production. It's the creation. You can't create when you have this thing in between. Like, let this not be real. Merge, my friend. If you're going to put something in between you and something else, the only thing that should be present is truth, God energy, love. That's it. And if you have that in there, there's really, that it's already mixing anyway, right? You already have love within you. You already have God within you. You already have creation in you, the ability to create. You don't really need an illusion. It's already there. It's already in you. And when you're utilizing those things in order to get to create it, then number four is to maintain it. But if you're not even getting past one, that's not a real concept. So let's go back to the book of Job, because I went off topic for a second, but it's all connected. Okay? Even if you have the moment to put the efforts without the illusions, without what's in between, without what needs to be designated in between, because you already have these things, right, within you. Even if you do things the way that you think that they're supposed to get done, I'm here to tell you that the grander illusion is that you think that makes a difference to the point where things can't happen for you that you don't understand yet. The reason why the book of Job is so confusing to so many people is because they're like, if Job did everything right, why would God punish him? Why do we have to see that as a punishment? Why do we have to see so many of the things that God did as a punishment? Granted, these are things that obviously we would want to not wish on anybody. We wouldn't want, you to lose your family or any of the things that were done. But when you look at the grander picture, it's because it's an illusion. The whole thing is an illusion. God has us here learning aspects of things, learning and understanding things through the illusion. When you go into Vedic astrology, for example, it's Rahu. Rahu has to literally give you the idea that you're able to do things. So it has an obsession that you go after and you go after and you go after in order for you to have this idea in your mind that it's real. And if you didn't have the ability to gain the things that Rahu can give you, then you're like, this is not real. This is not worth it. I don't want to be here. But Rahu has to keep you in the material realm. So it gives you things. And then really, honestly, if you don't tap into Saturn, you don't have the ability to really uphold it because you don't have any discipline. If you don't have the ability to tap into Jupiter, you don't have the ability to know the wisdom that's required to keep it. It's the same idea in the book of Job. God has you here to learn. And the illusion is that your little earthly things that you do on earth are going to change the story that God has. Sometimes the things that we receive in the process of learning do not make sense. They cause pain. They cause sadness. They cause even awareness, though, right? That's what it comes down to. Even in our pain and our sadness, even in transformation, even if somebody around us passes or anything like that, it causes awareness. And that, my friend, is grander than the earthly experience that a human thinks they can move in order to achieve. God is greater than that. And that, my friends, is why in the book of Job, you learn that it is an illusion to think that your movements will change anything that God has planned for you.